Checking in on the tropics, we have two areas of tropical weather to talk about. Two waves, actually. One of them in the kind of central to eastern Atlantic. The other one just now beginning to emerge off the coast of Africa. Both those probabilities up just a little bit. Still low chance, though, around 30%. And as we've been talking about the last couple of days, we will be watching the Gulf next week. And National Hurricane Center now highlighting the Gulf. A 20% chance of development here in the next 7 days. We're still about a little under a week out from a possible disturbance. It will likely be a tropical wave that pushes into the Gulf from the east and then moves over to the west. At this time, it looks like it'll likely affect the southeast Texas coastline, but we'll have to see. That tropical moisture that will come along with this could influence our weather pattern next week. Hopefully it will. It doesn't look like it's going to become anything organized, but that deep tropical moisture, as the closer it gets to the Louisiana coastline, the better chances we'll have of seeing some rainfall next week in that Monday, Tuesday time frame. So we'll be watching that, and we'll have some details later this weekend here as to whether or not we'll see that influence our rain chances. Meanwhile, 101 today. Again, that was our 22nd consecutive day of triple-digit temperatures. But we had that cold front push through earlier today, and now temperatures are already quite a bit lower than they were yesterday at this time. We've actually made it into the 80s. We've been in the 90s here the last several nights during the 10 o'clock show. So we're actually 7 degrees cooler than this same time yesterday here in Alexandria. So our front is situated down across the coastline. There have been some storms out ahead of that front, including some strong storms in the New Orleans metro area today. But behind that front, we do have northerly winds, and of course that drier air has filtered in. Dew point's down to 58 now in Alexandria, but the dew point is 73 in New Orleans. So a really big difference here, relative humidity for those areas out ahead of the front and behind the front. Luckily, we're on the good side of that. So refreshing conditions here for Wednesday and Thursday, and then tomorrow we get a slight break from the heat as well. Dew points start to rise again Friday. We'll be back to humid conditions here for the upcoming weekend. So the upper level pattern shows some troughing here. That's pushing a cold front into the area, but our ridging here off to the west, that is going to be building back once we get into starting on Thursday, but really this weekend right on top of us. That sinking air going to lead to low rain chances and high temperatures here across the local area. So for tomorrow, we have a nice refreshing morning with 60s. That's something we haven't seen in a while now. Overnight lows here mainly between 65 and 70 degrees. So if you're up early in that 6-7 a.m. time frame, that is when we see our low temperatures, and that is when things will be the coolest tomorrow. As far as our highs go, we will be into the 90s. We should not see any areas hit 100 tomorrow, with primarily mid and upper 90s here area-wide, and then some low 90s there to the east. So planning it for your Wednesday, 90 degrees by lunchtime. By 5 o'clock, 95. Little to no heat index here. Winds out of the north at that 2 to 10 mile per hour range. And then as we go into Thursday and Friday, we will have one more morning in the 60s on Thursday. But by the afternoon, low 100s are back on Thursday, and then into this weekend, very warm conditions, highs in that 105, 106 degree range Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Looks like low rain chances at least through Sunday. And again, our forecast could change Monday, Tuesday of next week. Hopefully, we'll be able to push the temperature